I've seen everything tonight, walking the dogs in the park. There, I was kind of far away and I saw this and I was like, is that like a little Chihuahua puppy? Because it was really tiny. As we got closer, someone was walking their rabbit in the park.
Like pineapple.
And of course, Poodles and Scruffy, I'm like, are they going to try to eat it? Yes. Yeah, that was my biggest fear. No, that's what made me think of her.
Then you can just right up and the dog comes.
But it was weird because before we got there, they sort of started sniffing the ground like, this is a different smell. Because I'm just, and then I was just like, oh my God, please do not attack me.
Like I'm really nervous. But this isn't super nervous because I'm like not doing anything.
I was like, what in the world? I've seen a goat being walked up.
It's really interesting how people react to knitting and how their feelings about what have traditionally been female activities comes out. And so for me, that term stitch and bitch has always been a little bit bothersome. We don't think of it as sitting around bitching about stuff. We actually, it's more of an opportunity to connect. That's how it started primarily, was that people who were all solo knitters got stuck, and so they would come in for support on how to fix something, and it just kind of grew from there.
I actually have a master's degree in theater as a set designer, and I have been missing that a lot in the pet supply industry. And so when I learned how to knit, I realized I could make something useful and could make design choices with color, but also with how it's made. And it's kind of filled in that need to be creative that I haven't had in the last 9 years.
I like that feeling of the fiber and how the needles feel, but professionally, the work I do, it can take several years to see an outcome. And with knitting, for me to work on a project for several weeks but have a tangible outcome, it's very satisfying. And I also like the utility of it, that I can make garments for myself and not have to rely on going to a store and hoping that they have something that I will like. It's really great to be able to pick out patterns and the right yarn and the right color and everything, and then make it to fit your body.
Some people read, I just knit. It's kind of hypnotic. Literally start from 2 pointy sticks and a ball of yarn, and just like you create something out of it is amazing. But the actual process of knitting is, I don't know, it's cozy and comforting. It's essentially knitting and purling, and then just a lot of things in between. It's not that hard. It's hard to learn, but once you learn it, it's just a matter of reading a pattern.
I can pick out a knitter in a second when they come into the store, and I love to talk to them about what they've knit. And it's, great to hear how they've knit something for their mom, or they've knit something for their sister, and how, they enjoyed it or they didn't, and they're mad because, well, they should just give it back, if they're not going to use it, I want it back. It's just I think it's something that we missed a lot in a generation, just because it was so easy to purchase things. We're so consumer based that now it's more about creating something that means something to you and being able to share.
Two qualities that sort of bind us together as a group. A lot of us really love our dogs. There's a lot of dog talk. And then we also just really love to challenge ourselves in learning new knitting techniques and to try different types of projects.
I sort of forced myself into that core group just by showing up every week, because I'm not one of the founding members at all. But that's what's so great about this group of people, is there's no judgment. You can show up having never picked up needles in your life, and you just want to learn. And they've taught me, so much in knitting terms. I don't think I ever would have knit this sweater had it not been for this group of women to just be encouraging and and just, yeah, teach me, help me. Everybody helps each other. I love it. I love them.
But you look so good in the beard.
Yeah, a beard on me, yes. A beard on my husband, no. I
I suppose that's something to be grateful for.
It's poofy.
Matt's is pretty poofy too.
Matt's is poofy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how.
Yeah, but this has been groomed.
Recently?
Yeah. Has Erin done any trimming?
I don't know.
Landscaping?
There's no way I would ever stop knitting. I'm in too deep. I'm way more than a casual knitter.
So I have subscriptions to all the knitting magazines, and usually they all come at once, and I go through them all and I mark all the ones I want to make, and then I'm still like 6 projects behind. So right now I know that I'm working on a pair of hand warmers that I'm gonna give to my friend Meadow, and then I have a sweater I want to work on for my mom, and a sweater for me, and a sweater vest for my husband, so I never stop thinking about it. There's been many, huge events in my life that have made me the person I am right now. And I think knitting is one of those things too. For my birthday, the knitting group got me a surprise. They got me a cake and they brought champagne and I didn't know. And I've never had anyone do that for me. And it's one of my, even thinking about it makes me teary because I've never had anyone do that for me. I even saw the cake and I thought, wow, someone's gonna be so surprised that their friends got them this cake, and then they came out and it was for me, and I was like, this is awesome. I am so happy. I have such awesome people in my life, and without knitting, I would have never felt that. So knitting has really brought true friendship and all kinds of things that you would never think that knitting could bring into your life. It's brought into my life.